The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Judy Von Esch, and tonight is Chicago Hidden City. And I'm the storyteller, but I'm going to let Spotter take it away for everyone else.
Hey everybody, I'm Antero, and tonight we're playing Spot of the Masquerade, and not a mage for once this week.
Hey everybody, I'm Mom McStabber, and I'll be playing Dr. Taylor Hammond of Clan Bruja.
Hello everyone, I'm John Levi R. I'll be playing Dr. Magnus Sanchez of Clan Gangrel.
Hello everyone, I'm Glaciate, and I'll be playing Bastion of the Clan Toreador.
And hi, I'm Maddox, and I'll be playing Dr. Theodore Smith of the ever-wonderful Clan Tremere.
Right. So as we start off tonight, Taylor, you're at your club. What kind of music is going on right now?
Tonight, Baby Chorus is actually doing one of their rehearsal shows. So,
Nice. And where is Taylor tonight? Is she up? Is she below?
She's actually below. She's at the where the stage is, which is down on the lower floor.
Okay. And you're enjoying the music. It's fantastic. As you are kind of listening to music, you feel somebody slide next to you, and it is Mark. And he leans over and he gives you a kiss and kind of gives you like this side hug, like, I missed you. I'm not going to be too posy, but, here's a little bit of love and affection because I miss you.
And she leans into it.
And he'll go, I'm sorry I've been away. Apologize.
Yeah. I was about to go chase you down.
I chased you down first.
I know.
Got a little news for you if you'd like.
What's that?
Remember that little problem that we've got down south? Well, would you like some fun?
Always.
Well, something happened to, shall we say, those 8 musketeers. And now they have to do business now face to face again. It seems like 4 of their containers went missing.
Imagine that.
Guess where they're meeting tonight? Lansing Airport, doing business. 3 of them are there.
What 3? Do you
3
know?
of the Vanguard.
No.
Oh, yeah.
What 3?
What 3? They're all Venturo.
Well, I know. I'm not asking that. I'm asking for names if there's any particular. Come on, Mark. You're quicker than this.
They're all Larry they're all Curly Larry Larry and Moe to me. It doesn't really fucking matter.
Okay. Because if Sharp's there, I'd really love to take his head.
We're working on that one. He hasn't been out yet.
Of course he isn't.
Working on him. Of course. No. You did. Ballard squeezed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Magnus told me he was going to work on some things.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why, what's his face? The Poindexter hasn't been around from what I heard. And let's just say that's because of Sharp.
Mm.
And being that we've all heard that somebody met a juggler.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm not surprised somebody's holding somebody very, very tightly, if you know what I mean.
Oh, needs himself a little bodyguard. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, if the Vanguard are moving forward, he's got to have somebody lapping at his feet now, doesn't he?
Of course.
So I may or may not have found out that they were going to be meeting shortly, in about 2 hours.
Awesome.
Takes an hour drive down. I thought somebody would like to, say hello in a very friendly way.
Yeah. She's going to text Magnus and Bastion and be like, you guys looking for a party tonight? Down south, maybe?
Magnus texts back, "Oh, I was hoping to hear one of those was being arranged soon."
And she just says, yep, your trick worked.
Bastion's answer is just a guy dancing emoji.
And I said, well, Magnus and Bastion are in.
Excellent. Cool. Do you three want to take care of this, or would you like us to back up? I mean, I know my lady can handle anything. So I would never want to raid on your
I'm
party.
not going to ask you to miss the party.
Okay, good. I'll bring the popcorn then.
Okay.
I like watching you fight. Sorry. Look, if I have to fight, I fight. But at the same time, watching excellence at work and he just gestures to you, how can I not say no and sit down and watch? Because plus I
Flatterer.
gotta guilty as charged. Always.
She kisses him on the cheek and says, I'm going to run up to my office to get some stuff.
All right. I'm going to see if we need any heavy hitter. You know what? We'll go for medium hitters. I already know the three of you are heavy.
Yeah.
But we'll quietly hide and we'll meet up with you.
You know some that are really wanting to take a hit tonight. Get them down there.
You know I will.
We'll rock their world. And she
Honey,
also sends to the guys, meet at Subterranean. We're heading out in 30.
She just
honey,
gets back
you always
on my
rock
way.
the world. That's fair.
Going.
And give her another this is more passion, I guess, but then he'll be like, I'll see you soon, and he'll wink and head out.
All right.
And as you guys all get together, we're gonna go quickly over to Spotter to start his scene, and then we're gonna come right back to Subterranean. So we'll do your introduction and go. Where are we meeting at, Spotter?
I think for the sake of security, we're meeting with Apol at her place, or one of her places at the very least.
Mm-hmm. It is a old rundown Victorian that most people don't go to. They don't even look or glance at it. And it's done in a dark gray, broken down kind of look. But once you walk in, everything's deceiving. It's literally bigger on the inside. But at the same time, it's plush carpeting, beautiful Victorian heirlooms. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into the sitting room, she actually has her hat off, her gloves up. She's in a nice black skirt suit,
Interesting.
black tights, heels, and she's drinking tea. And she will offer you a cup.
Of course. I'll probably have to blush first for that, but yeah.
No, you don't.
You don't?
She got it from a special place.
You got it from the special place.
Mm-hmm.
Apol.
Yes.
Sorry for the short notice, but we got a bite.
Indeed. Where did we get the bite from?
Our Nos friend reached out to the nest of the younglings. One of the taller ones.
And how did it work out?
It just happened. I came over immediately once Thimble notified me.
And where
Because
are
of-
they, or do you know? Where are they? Do you know?
They're at their haven right now. He's waiting on the Nosferatu's waiting on a response from Needle Eye. He goes by. He's one of the newer ones, about 6'6". You can't miss him, but he's still new.
And what do they offer?
He was just looking for someone to keep an eye out at the college parties in the corner and give a hand wave if any kindred were sensed coming near.
So they have a pulse.
No. Well, no,
I mean,
no.
Pulse on the city, as in they know where everyone's
Yes.
going.
What we suspected, I think, is true. It's one of the
It's one of us.
one of us. Now, I got a name. You know what? I'll just say it. It's Scryer.
That is disappointing.
You're telling me.
I knew they were doing things indiscriminately. I didn't think they were doing this. But then that was 20 years ago, and I thought the stake in dropping him in the lake was going to cure him.
Someone fished him up.
Even more disappointing.
Does that change how we handle things?
No.
Okay. You still want to talk to him?
Well, when you have to find out why the rotten vegetable went even more rotten, why not? Not to mention, I think the elders would like a little crack at him. Tell me you don't see Edith wanting to sink her teeth into him.
I think she'd take a particular pleasure in it.
And then dance in his pain.
She's special. That's why I like her.
Just remember, if you ever want a tattoo, it burns quite clearly.
I am good. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna tell him Needle Eye to accept the job.
When's the job tonight?
I think so, yeah. That's the impression I got. He's gonna teach him the mask to help with the infiltration.
What do the kids wear today at parties?
You're gonna have to answer. I don't go to kids' parties anymore.
These-
College parties.
You know what I mean. What do they wear?
They wear hoodies. Or masks. They conceal themselves.
Do you want to crash a party?
I have a few other things I wanted to crash tonight, but
Or what do you want to crash out of curiosity now?
those lists of properties you gave me. I have a date with their foundations. But I can hold off.
You're really going after Cedric's old properties.
Yeah. Gonna sell it.
Okay.
I understand he's gonna have to do something back, but you have to make it real.
Do you have probable cause that you weren't there?
Yes,
We're covering our backs, correct?
correct. There have been and he pulls out of his back pocket, puts on his cap. There have been a number of spotter sightings around the city.
Everyone's got your look. Okay. Look, I don't embrace often, but when I do the best I can, and I want to make sure you last long.
And I appreciate that.
I also know Bastion has given me some stuff to zero him out, so that will be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Did he tell you why? Because if he hasn't, I'm not going to, but
Do I have to know why?
No.
It's a Toreador.
probably a secret admirer.
Again, I reiterate, Toreador.
He's still likable. Better than the others.
I didn't say he wasn't likable. I take him over Helena any day, but at the same time. What'd he do? Did trying to think, and I'm trying to be polite about him, but at the same time, he comes off as this. I don't even know how to say him. He's a hot shot sniper at the same time that wants a lap dance from every woman he sees, or man, depending on what he's into that night. But at the same time, he means well and he's kind of nice, but at the same, he's confusing.
That's what Neptune called me the other night.
Confusing?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, he's a baby now, so what you expect?
That's true.
Okay.
Well, I'll let him tell you, but the secret admirer comment wasn't too far off. Ask him.
Right. Yes, because that normally comes up in every conversation. Hi, how are you? I have a secret admirer. Can you zero me out? Sure.
Hey, he's paying. What do you care?
That's why I didn't ask.
Exactly.
But then again, he is part of your coterie. I should know because, again, I don't sire often, but I'd like you to live.
You're right.
Thank you. I usually am when I push subjects.
Or any other time.
I'm not that bad of a sire. Look,
Yes,
you lived.
So let me ask you, though. The name we got, Marcus, is that his original name? Scryer?
From what I understand, yes. When you do the blood ritual, it goes with their birth name or their given name, not the name that you give yourself.
Right.
Because I can tell you now, 8-Ball is not the name.
Oh, of course not.
That you would be getting if they did your blood.
Right. Speaking of that, Bastion actually offered to do a picture of original me. I declined.
Why?
I don't know. Felt a little dangerous.
I have a picture of you.
I know. I remember what he looked like. I saw him recently. The fetish.
While 8-Ball is pondering if I'm going to ask, if she's going to ask a question, I'm going to pause that scene for really quick because at the same time this is going on, Taylor has Magnus and Bastion arriving at the subterranean.
Yeah. And I know Magnus has brought a vehicle to take everybody because Magnus always does.
What's the point in having money if you're not going to, bring basically the civilian version of an APC with you? I mean,
the most ventru gangrel.
She's actually talking with Azima real quick and advising where she's going and what she's doing and saying, I want you to keep eyes here. Maybe send out some of the new folks to check out underground. I've been hearing some things going on down there.
Of course, no problem. I'll make sure that it's all taken care of.
Oh.
Report back to you when you come back?
Yeah.
Bastion interrupts the conversation. You want to be extra careful with the people that go underground. You know that friend that you are looking for, Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
That Asamite?
Okay, so it's that guy causing problems down there.
Oh, he goes through the sewers.
Does he now?
Yes. I did a little checking
And the
on the
Nos are
park.
aware of this.
I'm not sure. Nos are good at keeping secrets. What do you want me to say?
True. True. Okay. So tell them to be cautious. They're there to observe, to see what they see.
Assist, but do not attack or engage.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. So, but we'll be back soon. We're going down to take care of some Vanguard.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. I brought my potty shoes.
Awesome. And you actually see that Taylor has around her waist is a bladed whip like a belt. And it shines like silver. And she has her sword in its sheath and hand.
You know, why does my clan even try sometimes?
We don't know. We keep asking.
She definitely
that.
has murder chic in spades tonight. Okay. And says, all right, gentlemen, let's head down. Mark's going to meet us with a few of the anarchs to help out too.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mhm.
How many are we looking to kill tonight?
Storyteller, how many did he say it was? 3. 3
Okay.
Ventru.
Okay, so 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for Magnus. I'm sorry, Mark. And
Well, you've got the firearm, so somebody can get in close.
absolutely.
I'll be getting in close.
Because I'll be getting in close too.
Absolutely. Do you want me to play a little more on support side? You know, the 2 knees burst.
You know,
trick?
do whatever you feel like is the most artistic way to murder them. They are Ventru, so they are like hitting tanks.
Or if
And
you
we
like,
are in the car at this point because
yeah,
we're not having all this conversation with people around.
yeah, no.
Oh, I already figured you transferred to the car. You're good.
Yeah.
Magnus would look at Bastion and be like, you also could do the whole no witnesses.
Oh, the cleanup thing.
Just overwatch and make sure no one gets away from everyone who's going to be in the brawl.
And they're also supposedly meeting buyers. So you might be picking off some buyers.
Okay. That's fine. That's just fine to me.
Whatever you feel is most appropriate, though.
Okay.
I trust you.
Thank you. I did want some explosive rounds. They're quite hard to find. That cargo ship that you said, does it have weapons on it?
Oh, absolutely. That's what they trade in.
Then
of course, we'll commandeer whatever they have.
Yeah.
Okay.
No sense in letting good weapons go to waste.
Exactly.
Perfect. I am on the market of explosives.
You've been spending time with bells, haven't you?
No.
You
I have some love of my life left.
Yeah, I invited you guys because as far as I knew, you didn't have a whole lot planned and figured you would be down for this. I knew Spotter had other stuff going on tonight. And actually, Lena is going to be talking to Theo tonight. So, because we got some information on one of the guys tied to the Ash Finders at University of Illinois. So
that's good because I need to. Yeah. There's some thoughts on that I've been having. And I talked to Cindy and she kind of agrees, but conversation for a later time.
Yeah.
But Bastion, you do need to inform Magnus of our stalker.
Oh, yes, true. Bastion looks at Magnus. I have a stalker. Apparently,
we have a stalker now.
Yeah, specifically.
That's kind of how stalkers tend to work.
Oh, don't worry. It got worse. That's
I imagined it would.
Second Inquisition agent, apparently fed. She has info that ranges from 100 years old from another country. So, yeah, she has her shit covered. And she knows about my clan Bane.
I am so glad that I got a zeroed identity.
Oh yes, I'm working on that with 8-Ball as we speak.
Magnus is just like, there were no records for the part of the country I was in when I was growing up. Like, you think those survived the frontier? No, there's no birth certificates.
They
There's
went
no
up in smoke.
nothing. Yeah.
I am not sure I
That was
was even
tracked in family
registered.
Bibles that have been since lost.
Mhm.
I wasn't even sure I was registered. It was like we just ended slavery. How was I supposed to know they were registering people? But anyway, yeah, that's a problem. We are dealing with it eventually.
Okay. Do you need anything to help deal with it?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You're rich. Of course I need something.
Fine. Let me know when you need money.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
What? I gotta pay 8-Ball somehow. She doesn't
Magnus
want me
just-
to kill people.
Magnus just reaches into the glove compartment, pulls out a checkbook, and just writes a $50,000 check and hands it to Bastion.
Thank you. And he puts it on his back pocket. But anyway, we really should be focusing on this mission.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, there's going to be 3 of them there. They're making some kind of deal in person because their shit got jacked because Magnus worked his cousins into this to steal their shit. Brilliant idea, Magnus. And it went off without a hitch. And now, but Sharp's not going to be there. It seems Maxwell has pulled him in because the Vanguard's pushing forward, but he's lost Modius and he needs somebody close.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
You know, to be the cannon fodder when people come for him.
well, if we take out these 3, that will limit their ability to be pushing the front line, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But also it will send a message to all the rest of the Vanguard and Maxwell.
Yes.
I'm not here to question anything, of course. I do enjoy a party, but I gotta ask, are we actually going to hit Maxwell next? Because if we don't, we all know where he's going, and that's to ground.
I don't think we can hit him quickly enough before he'll go to ground.
Mm-hmm.
He's very experienced doing that.
The best thing we can do is eliminate his support, which is the Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that will delay his another attempt of stealing the princedom for another 50 years or so.
And this was my gift from Cratius. And she points to the whip and says, and just so happens if that thing shows up, I'll at least try to buy us some time.
That
I might be able to do something as well if it shows up.
So it's my
Have a
hope
few
that
tricks
isn't
I've
going to
learned.
be a problem, but I figured I'd come prepared just in case.
That is lovely to know that we have silver available.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't wear that to eventually the TTRPG thing with like it would send the wrong message questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too long, but you do start to notice you're out of Chicago, that you've gone into the suburbs and you're heading towards Lansing. And the driver says you're about 5 minutes out. Do you need to be dropped off at a certain location or wait?
I'm
Magnus is
sure
driving, my
Mark
bad.
would have told us where to meet.
Mhm.
So I'll tell him where to go.
It's not exactly at the airport. It's a little bit off. So that when you go into, it looks like a holding area. It looks like you're being just regular passengers. Nothing to see, nothing to do. It's just very casual as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys pull in, you'll see Mark with about 4 people.
Do I recognize
And-
any of the people?
You recognize them because you've seen them in, a couple of the brouhahas. You've seen them at the slam point. They're brouhaha
Okay.
at the same
Awesome.
time, but
Awesome.
they're here.
Awesome.
And you will actually see off into the airport, you'll see what looks like a small jet and guys standing on the runway talking. And you actually see a big, I want to say it's like a DC-10, and you'll see pallets being moved.
And I look at Mark and I say, looks like the party's getting started.
Question is, do you want the buyers and all of that involved, or do we want them going away and then we hit them where it hurts? Or do we want to interrupt the sell?
Interrupt the sale.
Interrupt the sale.
Make sure that the buyers don't escape either, because that will send a message to anyone who might want to deal with them. It's not safe.
Yeah.
And that cuts off their money, which cuts off, well, that's like cutting a Ventru's lifeblood away from them.
I am a humble bruja, and he just kind of gives you a bow.
And she looks to the others and says, thanks for coming, y'all. Appreciate it.
They're like, yeah, hey, we get to fight with her? Cool. And they kind of point out to Bastion with his thing on, holy fuck, this man came over. Wow. Did you really come up with just for shooting people? Damn.
Oh, don't worry. I will be the guardian angel of this mission.
They all kind of give you a look. Okay, sure. And Mark will just look at Bastion going, where do you want to be set up?
Oh, is there any vantage point in this place that Bastion would most likely look at?
You have about a couple of buildings that are running along the side of the airport. They're about 2 to 3 stories high. The highest is a 4. And it's kind of like up, 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 down, down, up. It's kind of like a Lego.
He points at the 4th floor building. That one seems nice.
Mark will look at this. She's tiny. She's about 5'3", and he'll just look at her and go, "He wants to fly." She smiles and nods and goes, "All right, Legolas, let's go."
I am excited to know what this means. Let's go.
And
that's it. We're watching Lord of the Rings.
I have the extended editions.
I'll bring the popcorn as always.
And she will take you to that building that you picked, and she'll just say, "Clench up," and she'll soaring leap you up. Being that they're far away from other people, there no one's really going to pay attention to that.
Bastion will enjoy the experience so much.
And she gets you right up onto the top. It says Legolas, you know, the guy, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yes, I love the movie.
Bullshit.
Why? Is it so weird?
3, my guy. Lord of the Rings.
It was a book,
2
actually.
Towers,
Wasn't
Return of the King.
Okay. You caught me. Are you happy?
That is the most broad way to say that ever. With the middle finger.
I'm going to watch it eventually. Go do your thing.
Oh, no. I think Taylor's going to make you watch it soon, man. I'm going to go do my thing. I'll come back and bring you down, Legolas, once you actually realize what that is. You'll see her just jump down.
And Bastion will start setting up his rifle.
Give me a roll. Let me know what you got. While that's happening, she'll come walking back and she'll just look at Taylor going, "Yeah, he don't know shit."
I know. I'm going to make him sit through all 3.
Yeah, he thought it was only 1. And she'll do the same thing again. She'll go, friendship, fellowship, 2 towers,
and Return of the King.
Yeah. And she'll go, "That's how I told it." And Mark's just like, "And that's why I don't have you do diplomatic service."
You're fantastic, just how you are.
Magnus just looks at Mark and says, "Speaking of that, I'm going to go start our initial negotiations."
Yeah,
okay.
and I'm going to actually go walk in with Magnus as well, and I'm going to be rousing some things as I'm approaching.
Okay.
Magnus has Silence of Death up.
My face is dust shocked.
And
Yes.
as soon as they're within like 150 feet of the other guys, he starts moving at kind of a run, however fast 4 decks gets.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're about 85 feet or so away, he jumps.
Okay.
And activates Crash Down when he's right above them.
Which one are we aiming for? Are we aiming for the Vanguard? Or are we aiming for the buyers?
Aiming for right in the middle of the group.
Understood. You will see 3 men.
Past the surge.
Cool. You have 3 men that is going to be on your right that are in full suits. That is the Vanguard. You see 3 men. It's actually 4 men on the left. They're in business casual, and they are right next to the plane.
Okay. So Crash Down. After a soaring leap, you basically do the superhero slamming your fist into the ground. And everyone in the vicinity does a dex and athletics and takes superficial damage equal to the margin if they lose the contest, which it's 7 successes. And if they lose by a margin of 3 or greater, they're knocked prone.
Okay.
I have cat's grace. I don't fall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Expect that. I mean.
But I will tell you, I have roused 3 things and passed every single rouse check. That was insane. I got a 10 and 2 9s on my rouses.
Oh, dice are happy tonight.
Yeah,
Being
for me,
so kind.
I actually roused up toughness, defy Bane, and prowess.
Defy Bane, prowess, fist of Cain, feral weapons, and strength surged.
Mm-hmm.
Bastion only roused for his composure and got 8 successes. That's fine.
That's
Magnus is
valid.
a bit hungry.
What was my def for? What's my diff for your Crash Down?
7.
8, 7. Okay. So as you crash down, and I'm sure Dr. Taylor is on your heels, which is not too far off. And I'm sure she's doing the Bruja way of handling things and walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like, I'm just going to let the gangrel do the thing. I'm going to take my time and walk.
I'm going to take my time. I don't have to blink to them. I'm fine.
No, it's fine. You will notice that
they
all
can
the people
see
at the
me
plane,
coming. It's fine.
Taylor, we all see you coming. Okay. We all know you're coming, babe.
Yeah.
But you do see the guys at the plane. They all do fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're human. They're really, that's nothing. What the fuck? What just happened? Who's Deadpool? And you see 2 of the Vanguard fall down, but the third one does not. He does stay standing up.
Okay, the one still standing is the one I'm going to.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because he's a tough son of a bitch. We're gonna take him down.
Are we yelling timber?
We are yelling timber because it's going down.
So with
All
the
right.
2 that fell down, they're gonna look at Magnus first and be like, "What the fuck?"
Magnus looks at them and just says, "Ballard sends his regards."
We've negotiated with Ballard. What do you mean?
You aren't even good enough to get in the front door of Ballard Industries.
That's not what Alan told us.
Can a bullet go through this guy's head as he's speaking?
If you rolled the 8, where are we going?
Oh, I want to kind of ricochet the bullet to hit his jaw so he doesn't talk. He's a Ventru. He's prone to using dominate. That's, of course, if he doesn't speak, he can't use dominate. That's Bastion's line of thinking.
Okay, and you rolled an 8?
Yeah.
And he's a Ventru. He does have fortitude. I'm going to let you know now.
Perfect. I don't want to kill him.
That's fair. You do hit. It does some damage, but it doesn't do a lot of damage.
That's fine.
The bullet does shatter. I'm letting you know that now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
And he's just like, fuck.
Sovereign
And
doesn't have any ability to make any deals anymore. You backed the wrong play.
The fuck we did. And that's the second one that's on the floor. Go for it, Taylor. What are you
Taylor
looking
comes
at?
in with a lightning strike. I did rouse for that, and I got a little hungrier. So now I'm at 2 hunger.
Just a little?
Just a little. But yeah, I'm going to basically hit him so fast he doesn't know what fucking hits him with my sword.
Valid. Okay. I know what I'm rolling. A lot of, oh my fucking God. And why did I come here tonight?
We have the Maraca of Death because I have surged her decks as well.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I heard the Maraca of Death. Dear fucking God.
Oh.
And I have his roll.
That is 10 with a crit.
You beat him by 3 because he had 7 with a crit.
All right.
Yep. What's your damage?
It is the sword is, hang on.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're good.
I believe it's +2 ag when it hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you did 10 crit.
And I added my potence to it.
Of
my
course.
prowess. So it does 2 additional damage. Those are superficial though. And so yeah, we're looking at with 3 over. Yeah, we're looking at least 2 ag and like 6 superficial.
All right.
In one hit.
And he stutters backwards and he's like, fuck. And they watch.
Lady Hester Stanhope.
He's just like, son of a bitch. Why do they have to send the chicks? And he pulls out his sword. He's like, fine, let's go. And he will go right at you.
And I'm also going to rouse blurred momentum now since he's coming for me, which means that if he has less celerity than me, he misses.
You're bold to assume he has celerity, but okay. I'm not going to roll that one.
I did succeed on that rouse check.
Yeah, the man does not have celerity. I'm going to tell you that now.
So I just dance out of the way of his swords and say, you're going to have to be better than that.
Fuck off, bitch. And he will go back. It's like watching the worst baseball game ever.
Because he can't hit her.
He can't. While he's doing that, Bastion, what would you like to do next? Because I've got a venture dancing with a Bruja.
Okay, I surged my composure. I did unerring aim.
Oh, nice.
And I am hitting the other guy, not the one I hit before. And I got 12 with a crit.
Well, fuck me, Raw. Jesus Christ, sir. Nope, you got him. What's your weapon?
Let me see.
Please and thank you.
Oh, I did not have this open. One moment.
It's okay.
It's my rifle. I am not quite sure the weapon damage on it.
Okay.
It's a +3, I believe, on superficial.
And you did 12. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, where are we aiming?
Oh, center mass. He's on the floor.
Oh. Yeah, that's fine. And he did not do well on his roll either. Okay. So you guys do see that the lovely part of his suit is now shall we say, bullet ridden. And it's not looking very good. It looks like something cracked. I'm going to give Magnus a roll, and then we're going to go over to Spotter really quick, and then we'll come back.
I was actually going to delay Magnus's turn and let them take a swing at him.
All right.
Because the whole point of Crashdown was to pull everyone's attention and have them target Magnus if, because he's right there in the center. Why wouldn't they?
That's true. They haven't really been able to get off their feet yet. I'll give Taylor a roll then. Or what would you like to do, madam?
I'm not going to lightning strike this time because he's engaged. It doesn't do much. It's great for that first hit, but beyond that, it's not. So I got 9 with a crit with that one.
Ooh, okay.
To hit him again with my sword, which has 2 ag if I beat him by margin.
And you had 9?
9 with a crit.
Jesus Christ, madam. Oh, crap.
Vanguard my ass.
I mean, they don't also have your powers like you do. And how would you like to do this?
With her sword.
Where are you hitting to decimate him and kill him?
Oh, I take his head. With 9 with a crit, that's a called fucking shot. I go right for the fucking neck.
That's fair because he did not roll very well at all. So I'm going to say this is that, actually, do you want to describe how you do it?
Yeah, as she's dancing away from his swords as he's trying to strike her with 2 because he's overcompensating, she literally just swings back around with this stone sword. Looks ancient as fuck. And she goes back around and swings high and goes right for the neck. And his head lops clean the fuck off and he drops and ashes.
This is correct. He is going to ash as his friends gasp. And while there's a disturbance in the force, we're going to move over to Spotter really quick because that was an excellent kill. We're going to soak that kill in for a moment.
Yes, we are. Because
we are going to enjoy that.
When Taylor's pissed, things get done.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. You can't wait to see what you do with the S1. So we're going to go over to Spotter really quick because I can't say names. Hi. Spotter, what are you going to say next? As 8 Ball is just trying to contemplate this whole thing with Bastion and how the fuck did he get? Wait, never mind. It's a Toreador, and she's just trying to wrap her head around this.
It can't hurt because it does put me in danger too. He has a stalker.
So what am I looking at? Do I need to turn around and decimate people?
He's SI.
You actually see her almost drop the teacup. You know her composure.
Yes.
She's excellent composure.
Yes.
And she will set down the teacup slowly and bring her hands up. SI. Well, when he enchants somebody, can he not have it SI next time?
Right. He is a little flat-footed on this one. She kind of came out of nowhere.
How flat-footed?
Like showed up at his condo.
Doesn't he have like some super secret kind of?
And thus you have the flat-footed part.
Hey. So he really has to be zeroed out.
Right. And I understand that changes how you need to do it.
Yeah, because that will go into the government systems. If I turn around and zero him out, and then if he's missing without a trace.
Right. Their handlers are suddenly going to go,
Somebody was here and somebody's not. Great.
Right.
Understood. This is not going to be fun. Though I will turn around and make him a funny name just because of all of this for his new information.
Oh, please do. This is so much trouble for us.
Leave it to a Toreador. Fine.
You put like
I
Lord
will.
in front of it, or Esquire at the end, or I don't know. Have fun with it.
You know 007 movies? They used to have funny names for the ladies.
For the ladies or for him? Or for the bad guys?
The ladies.
Mm.
He is a Casanova, is he not? Mm-hmm. I know many Ricardos that could have been Dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dickie would be a nice name, don't you? I'll have to think of something very non-Portuguese.
Dickie. What is the most bland North American name we can think of?
Besides Smith and Jones?
Yeah, that's just, everyone has those.
True. You know, I remember watching a movie that was really, really bad, and this guy had a fake ID from Hawaii, and he only said on the name was McLovin.
Dickie McLovin?
I mean, think about it.
I mean, I'm here for it, but it just feels a little too obvious.
I mean, what else would you prove? Ricardo? Oh.
I mean, I'm
How
still trying to
say,
process that you've seen Superbad.
I'm sorry. I'm dead. I'm not uncultured.
Oh, I mean,
damn.
I mean,
Wait.
it wasn't a slight. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's in your wheelhouse.
I'm on the internet a lot.
I can imagine. Yeah,
I've seen
not wrong.
Super Soldiers. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of other really bad comedy relief movies. I mean, seriously, and I've seen them in many different languages. Don't ever watch the Japanese versions.
No.
I didn't understand half of it, but then The Ring really freaked me out. That was interesting. Mm-hmm. Could do Ricardo Ring because he has a ring around everything. How do you say small in other languages? Ricardo something. I don't know. I like the Ricardo part. He looks like a Ricardo.
Ricardo Pequeño.
What is that? What does pequeño mean?
Small.
In what language?
Spanish?
I don't know. I was never good at it. Fine. Ricardo Pequeño. Fine. I like this name. Should we make him like the third, the fourth, the fifth? Shows you about a length size because you know for a fact he would have to put some kind of equivalent of how.
The second?
Wait, he's only 2 inches.
This roasting is happening while half the coterie is in a fight.
Right.
Just another Saturday night.
Junior. Ricardo Pequeño Jr.
You know, that reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when they named the dog Indiana. So we're saying that his dog was named Ricardo and his real name is like, I don't know, something completely and utterly Caucasian, like.
Sure, have fun with
it. Henry. No, give me the most Brad Ricardo Burkino, the
Bob.
Junior.
Robert, Bob, Robert, something like that.
Well, no, because if I'm going Ricardo as his middle name, we can't do RRP. Well, I mean, we could do RRP, but that'd be redundant.
Roberto, Jorge, George.
I like that.
Hmm?
Our Ricardo, Jorge. Well, how do you spell Jorge? Is that with a G or a J?
J, I think.
So the RJP.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do I too, so it could be Rip. Ricardo Iglesias.
Inigo.
Inigo. Okay.
Ricardo Inigo Picanio Jr.
Junior. And he goes by Ricardo, but then again, we all knew him really originally as Henry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he'll have 4 names.
I really appreciate that imminent danger, and we can still look on the bright side of.
That's who we are.
Hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for us, everyone would take themselves way too seriously in life. We just can't have that happen.
Absolutely. I tell them they need us.
They
don't
have
believe
to
me.
need us. Otherwise, they wouldn't get any other information around. They think I'm too pretty to worry about turning around and giving information. Hold on. Excuse me while I turn around and whip my hair. I'll give you a wig.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I'll get on to this. I'll get on this right away, and I'm sure he's going to love his new name. We just have to say Rip around him, and I don't think he'll understand that.
This conversation was not on my bucket list.
Wasn't in mine either, especially with a Toreador.
All right. So,
and as we move from that seam of Rip,
my cheeks hurt.
Taylor's just executed one of the Vanguard.
In 2 hits.
In 2 hits. And again, she's an elder and she has a magical sword. I can't help this. Stats fucking don't lie. So we have 1 down. And ironically enough, that's poor Henry. Literally, that's the name I gave him. So Bastion just gained a dead Vanguard's name. That's perfect.
He wasn't using it anyway.
I know, right? I didn't tell anyone the names prior to this. So we have 2 more left. One is on the floor, and he's slowly getting up after he's just seen Henry decapitated by Taylor. And you have Edward, who has the hole in his chest. And ironically enough, Richard, who may or may not be a dick, is sitting there with half of the jaw. Like you could see things are shattered, but it didn't really do damage due to fortitude. So what are we doing next game?
Okay. I mean, I'm still waiting for one of them to hit Magnus. Like,
got you.
Yeah, because Taylor took her second turn, so now it's on the guys.
Yep. So
Bastion is actually going to change his target from this venture because Magnus is about to do his thing. So he's going to hit on the stragglers, the merchants and things like that. They're human. They will die easy enough.
Well, being that you have caught them unawares, go ahead, Bastion, do your roll, and you're going for the other guy. The guy that actually has, who stood up, and he actually has somewhat of a hole in his chest. Well, not exactly a hole, but it's blackened. He's not exactly happy about his new suit. They don't really have their weapons on. So they didn't expect that they were going to fight. So here comes Mr. Hole in his chest, turning around and lunging at Magnus. And he only got a 6 crit to try and hit you. Again, they weren't expecting to fight. They're unprepared.
Magnus just takes the hit.
And he kind of just blinked like, I hit you hard. Like, I hit you.
Oh, that's your version of hitting hard. Okay.
And then there's sophisticated.
So, Junie, how much health would that be?
That was if it did anything to you, it would have done at least 2 ag. do what he had because he's got
I
appointments and a whole bunch of
have
shit.
Defy Bane up, so
I'm
that 2
aware.
egg gets converted to superficial.
You're looking at about divided by 2. You're looking at about 6. No, not even 6. You're looking at 5, maybe 4.
We'll say 5 because he didn't try to block it or anything.
Hmm?
So, going to activate Prowess from Pain.
Yeah.
Get a little hungrier. And that's an additional 5 going into his strength.
Y'all ever seen a Venture explode?
Yeah. Magnus about to one punch this fucker.
You are about to see a Venture explode.
Unless the dice betray him.
So that's 12 on the attack roll with a crit.
They didn't betray him.
No.
So then subtract whatever his defense roll is.
Welcome to Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would tonight, guys.
just show your t-shirt.
Magnus got the t-shirt.
Yeah, no. Fuck me. These dice suck.
So
I'm
what did he
putting these in
roll?
dice jail. 4.
Okay, so that means 8 plus 5 from Prowess plus 2 from Feral Weapons, and that's all ag because Fist of Cain. So Magnus just
one punch the motherfucking
smacks him and just turns him into ash with essentially a slap, more or less.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much you bitch slapped him literally into ash. Again, these men were not ready to fight. They did not have anything up. This is like, yeah, I know, right? You came to play and they went, what?
I will say though, toughness can be activated.
Oh, this is with toughness activated.
Yeah, but if they don't have Defy Bane up, they're screwed.
Exactly.
I mean, that was 15 ag. So
yeah, nope. You 15 ag does not beat 11 health.
No, it doesn't.
Or the 11 health is just
that's still pretty healthy guys, but yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no. So the guy, so what did Bastion roll? Because Bastion just sees him go foom with the one guy.
Oh, that's a little surprising to see, but regardless, Bastion is a very composed guy. So he aims his rifle at the stragglers, specifically the merchants and things like that. And he shoots kind of to have the bullets bounce around and hit multiple people at once if possible. He rolled an 8 crit with that.
Jesus Christ. Well, were you on the cast of Wanted?
Perhaps.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, you've got one Vanguard left, and all of a sudden, as Taylor and Magnus see Magnus do a one punch, you see this. I don't know how. You know what, Bastion? Why don't you explain? Why don't you describe what happens to this bullet?
Oh, yes.
Humans?
It's really simple. The bullet bounces on the floor and hits the first and second guy right through the chest. Not through the chest, through the middle area. And then the second guy, it goes through the neck, and the third guy, it stops through the eye, and it stops there. It loses the momentum.
After 2 bodies, yeah. So that drops 3 of the 4 humans, and the 4th human's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. He starts running. I mean, yeah, he was in a plane, or there is a plane there, but he would have to start it and everything like that. And running seems a lot easier to get away from you all.
Mm-hmm.
As the last Vanguard's just he was standing there, and now he's running the opposite way. So what would you guys like to do?
All right. I look to Bastion and move my head to the human runner, and I blink to the vanguard running away.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will rouse to blink.
And what are you doing when you blink and get to him? Because I'm not even questioning that one.
Yeah,
Really,
that one.
I'm
I'm just gonna swing. I'm not even gonna use lightning strike because I'm just swinging at this point.
Go for it. Give me the swing. Don't even worry about rousing the blink. I know that you got it.
Oh, I've already just roused the blink. I succeeded.
And Bastion's gonna simple straight shot to the head with this guy.
Okay.
A modest 6.
Oh, just a modest 6.
Yes.
I'm assuming unerring aim. Where's your target? The head or the chest?
Oh, the head.
That's a straight 7.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That man didn't have enough health even to try and dodge that shit. Okay. So it's easy with Bastion. Go ahead, Bast.
I did get a little hungrier, however.
I mean, valid. As you shoot, it aims true because unerring aim. And Taylor, as you blink and swing, why don't you describe on how you end this last man's life?
Actually, what she'll do is she will blink right behind him and literally shove the sword right through his heart and swing it to the side, and it just rips him apart.
And as it rips him apart, he turns to ash.
Mm-hmm.
Agnes goes and picks up one of the dying or dead humans and just drinks to lower his hunger because he's at hunger 4 right now. So
that would be the one with the bullet in the head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's dying. He's not completely dead. It's taking a little bit, you know.
Magnus has iron gullet, so.
Oh, that's valid.
But if he's not dead yet, then that takes Magnus down to hunger 0.
Oh, nice. Well,
because when you kill a human by drinking from them,
you're not wrong. Anyone else needing to partake while we have slightly dead or dying humans?
No, Bastion's fine.
Taylor's fine. As she basically takes her sword, checks it over, it's fucking clean because vampires don't really leave residue. She puts it back in the sheath and turns to return to Mark and the other Anarchs who really didn't have to do shit.
Well, I mean, he wanted them to see the greatness that was of you guys. He didn't really know. He knew there was no need for them, but this is what true talent is like, is pretty much what he was showing the youngers. They're just happy to actually witness. So as you guys start heading towards Mark, I'm going to actually bring it over to Theo for a moment. And Theo, you're in UIC, correct?
I believe if Relin, that's where your and her offices would be.
Yes, because Lena is actually working right now. Just Taylor took a leave of absence.
Okay, then Theo is currently walking towards the shared office for that.
It's
doctor's
open.
Bag in hand.
Is he never without that bag?
No.
Okay. I kind of just assume it's like his right hand.
Usually what he carries it in, yes.
Oh, as you are coming towards that office, you do hear the lights are on. You do hear things being moved around as if, you know, Lena's working. And when you come in, Lena will be sitting at a desk working over notes that Taylor has given her.
Hey, Taylor, could we get a description of Lena since she is your ghoul?
Yes, she is about 5'7". She is blonde, shapely, beautiful. And she does speak with a very Americanized, but you can still hear a hint of French accent in her. She has beautiful blue eyes, a warm smile.
And Theo will politely knock to get her attention. Doctor, may I speak with you for a moment?
Oh, hello. How are you? Dr. Smith?
Yes. I know you through Dr. Hammond. And
Yes,
he'll
come on in.
step in and shut the door behind him, just for his own sanity.
She won't mind. And she'll sit there and go, come in. I'm believing you wanting to know information that we have.
Yes, I was told, and he'll set his bag down next to a chair and sit across from her, through Taylor, that you would have some information on Charles Kent.
Yeah, he's peculiar at times. He has a bit of an ego when he walks around. But he's here oftentimes more than not late at night. And the weird thing is that there is a Nosferatu, and you can't tell me that he's not, that comes around, and I've seen him use some of the old passages around here to go around. He has a trench coat and he wears a old fedora. But he has a very creepy, almost grating voice and how he talks.
Storyteller, that's not describing Cedric, right?
It is not.
Cedric's got a different sort of vibe about him from that.
Oh yeah, this is more of 1940s villain kind of look, as opposed to 1940s old glamour Hollywood.
Gotcha. I wasn't expecting the Nosferatu part, but that's interesting.
Why were you not expecting the Nosferatu?
I suppose it's because I had no expectations.
I mean, no expectations is just open for whatever happens, right?
True in many ways. Anything else?
Oh. I know that he's been offered several places in labs around the area to try and he's working on his master's and his PhD. He's young, he's ambitious, and he's pushing too hard in the middle, if you know what I mean.
I already know some of the places he is and some of the courses he takes. As it turns out, my ghoul Emma is quite close as well. She doesn't like him.
I mean, I don't like him either.
From what I've heard, most don't.
I stay clear of him. Look, when you work with Dr. Hammond, you have a certain expectation of men that you are willing to hang around with. He's not even close.
Prudent.
I wouldn't be in the same room with him if I had to.
Do you happen to know anyone who does like to be in the same room as him?
Incels?
At least they're easily manipulated.
You're not wrong.
I feel like that gives me some decent ins already.
Just think of it as a lost puppy that needs love and securing from a certain kind of avenue.
Or I just look them in the eyes and tell them to report back to me.
But some of us do not have those powers, Dr. Smith. However,
recent development, Miss Oliver. Or Dr. Oliver. My apologies.
You're fine. I understand the differences between you and me, so I'm not exactly upset.
Yes, but you are a doctor. The only reason I refer to Taylor by her first name is because it is with a level of comfortability, and truly, I don't think she likes being called doctor in casual settings.
I think it's only casual settings with friends and people she trusts.
I need to speak with her at some point. Need advice.
I'm sure she's about somewhere. Last time I knew she was around Subterranean, but I don't know if she's been moved from there.
Well, knowing her, someone could be headless by now for all we know.
This is true. Or somebody could be, stabbed to the heart.
shot in the head. There's too many things that could be happening right now, truly.
I mean, Dr. Hammond happens to be, you know, a weapon of change anyway. She wishes to wield herself.
Well, thank you for this information.
Of course. I mean, I'm only happy to help. And if you need more assistance in this, I'd be more than happy to do what I can. I can ask Dr. Hammond if she wants me to work with Emma, you said was your cool?
Emma Rose is her name. She's a chemistry student.
I'll ask Dr. Hammond if I can work with her and see what we can come up with. If that is okay.
Oh, yes. The more collaboration that you can have between the two of you, I think would be beneficial.
Well, I make sure that I speak to Dr. Hammond to get her permission to. I don't wish to overstep.
Go through
Because
the
you
proper
might
channels as always.
Naturally.
But truly,
yes,
thank you. And Theo will extend his hand in a handshake.
She'll kind of pause for a moment on this because she's heard things about Dr. Smith, and she will actually extend her hand out to him and shake his hand.
It's the most polite and normal handshake she's probably ever experienced.
Next to Dr. Hammond, yeah, I'll be like,
And then he will pick up his bag, give her one last nod, and start making his way back. Do you want me to leave the door open when I go?
Sure. That would be great. Thank you.
And then he will give one last farewell wave. And because this was more of a business transaction to him, he will then just leave.
And Taylor will get a text from her saying, met Dr. Smith, had a nice conversation, imparted information. And then she'll ask if is it possible she could work with his assistant? Because she won't actually say.
And Taylor just says, absolutely.
She'll go, perfect. I'll get things going. And while Dr. Smith is leaving, the three of you, you know, as you guys come back, you're seeing the brouhaha just clapping. And Mark will go, you know what to do. And you'll see all of them start cleaning up. That's pretty much what they were there for, was to clean up mess.
Mm-hmm.
And they will start taking care. And Mark will look to the three. Actually, the one girl will be going up to collect Bastion before she helps with cleanup and bring him back down. And he'll look at the three of you when Bastion joins in, and he'll be like, well, where do you want this? Or are we splitting this halvesies?
Let's crack them open and see what they got.
You got it. And as you guys go to the DC-10, you're going to see caches of weapons. And I'm not just talking like simple weapons. We're talking military, almost military grade handguns, semi-automatic. We're talking, yes, Bastion's favorite explosions. You're going to see mounds of ammo, frags, grenades. There may or not be an RPG, rockets, the whole slew of things, looking like it was going to be for a small battle.
Okay. I am laying claim to all the ammunition that sets things on fire.
Mark just goes, yeah, figures. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I look to Magnus and say, any needs?
Just to make sure that the large explosives don't get used here, because that's the quickest way to draw Fed attention.
That's why we'll be confiscating those. Mark, the weapons and ammo for them, you guys can have.
Fantastic. What I'll do is, yes.
Oh, yeah, the Anarchs are certainly in need, considering the current war. So
yeah,
I'm more than happy to share.
Well, how's this sound? We'll clean up the mess. There's nothing wrong, you know. If something happens down south, you know, they all got drunk and a weapon went off in the cockpit. Who knew?
Who knew?
We'll take care. Yeah, we'll take care of that. I'm going to take the DC-10 over to, I believe we're going to DuPage. I'll crack open everything and I'll make sure you guys get your deliveries.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been fun. I'm going to quiz them on everything that you guys did and make sure they learn and understand how to fight more effectively and efficiently. And then we're going to test them. That's going to be fun.
She leans in and gives him a kiss and says, have fun.
Oh, he gives you a kiss. But he doesn't just kiss you. He gives you this dip and then the kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll go, okay, you guys take care. Have fun. And he'll just look at Taylor and Wink and go, enjoy yourself.
Of course.
Oh, before we go, about the jet.
Yeah. Do you want it?
It was more like a warning before anything. Whoever gets it, there's, know the airport down in O'Hare?
Yeah. We try to avoid that.
Absolutely fucking packed with hunters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't go we don't go there at all. No.
Yes, fed specifically.
Yeah, that's what we deal with. That's why we go out of Midway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Midway.
So just a warning. If I don't know how to fly a plane. So if any of you want it for me, but just be aware of that specific airport.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not going there. Kids, learn your lesson. All right, we're going to head out. I will see you guys soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he will go take the DC-10. He'll fly that out. You'll see the other group put all the dead bodies in, and actually you'll see them take off at the same time, and then they'll cross. One going completely south and one going west.
Mm-hmm.
And as that fades, spotters, are there any last things you need for your scene?
I think you muted.
I know. I was reading his lips.
Nope, I don't. Thank you.
So as you say goodbye to your sire and head off into the night, I think this is a perfect place to do our break now. Please and thank you.
All right. So we will be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. Get up, stretch, get a snack. See you soon.
Water. Hi. Well, you just saw the first half where a motherfucker used another motherfucker and people got dead. Somebody got zeroed out to the point of a new name that he won't even recognize, which is perfect. And Dr. Smith learned a little bit more about Taylor's Gould. Apparently he likes now, but not like just she's competent.
She's neat.
Yes.
She's
He just thinks she's
fascinating.
neat.
Never heard everyone just said neat. But okay, here we are. We're going to start off with Taylor and Theo first, and then we're going to roll into the guys second. So Dr. Taylor and Dr. Theo.
Whereabouts do you think Taylor would have been okay with a meeting? Because Theo would have been up front and saying, this would be for some advice.
Okay, so she is getting ready to soon, within the next few weeks, be opening up a hookah lounge next to Subterranean and the cafe that's open. So she would either be there if you want to go there, it's empty, or we could go to the cafe where there are changelings making food and shit. It's up to you.
Let's do the hookah lounge.
Okay. So it's empty and the build out's finished and things are getting decorated. And she actually has some decorations she's putting in from her own personal collection.
Is it like it's just starting to be like decorated and put in, or is it pretty okay?
Yeah.
This may be a harsh assumption, but Bohemian?
Kind of a mixture of Turkish and Persian inspired.
A lot of interesting magic out of Persia. Always wanted to go.
Let me tell you, it was chock full of Assamites. There were other clans as well. Some Ventru. Zamitsi or two. A few La Sombra. Couple Bruja. but others as well. Not too many Tremere, though. You all
With
stayed
that-
in Europe most of the time.
With that many Assamites, I can understand why.
Yeah,
Places I'd want to go.
Some of them still have a major hate boner for you guys.
Oh, yes. Who knows? Maybe there's even still a few still operating under the old curse. That would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
Although I'd want to study that if they were still under the effects.
Yeah, no. No. What can I do for you? And she's actually hanging a tapestry that she got from the Middle East.
Well, and he will set his doctor's bag on a table, open it, reach in, and take out just a small slip of paper. This is a list of apprentice Tremere, and he'll actually hand it over to Taylor so she can take a look.
Okay, well, first, before she takes it, she's adjusting it because the tapestry itself is actually preserved in a frame, so it won't be damaged because it is antique. And she is adjusting the frame, and you see she actually can get it level by eyesight. And then she turns to you and takes it and looks at it and says, "Oh, okay."
As you can see, there are roughly 14 names, and 7 are written above with a small space between the 7 written below. The above and below were all given the same test with the same basic parameters.
All right.
The ones below are the ones coasting on their talent. And the ones above are actually putting in work.
All right.
Threatening students, I've heard, is not the greatest motivator.
No, it generally isn't. Usually, even I, well, I'll put the fear of the mother in a few students, but literally, I reserve that for misogynistic pricks who think that archaeology should be still a male-dominated profession and the women should be on the sidelines.
The ideas of gender don't apply. We're Tremere first
I get it.
in that case.
I get it. But generally, if your students are not engaging with the content, perhaps you need to change the delivery. Are these younger, Tremere?
None are recently embraced, but they are significantly younger than us, for certain.
Were they all pyramid loyal?
Most. I believe there are some that were neutral, I believe would be a best way to describe them. None that were actively against the pyramid, but I'm sure there are some that are or are thinking of joining other houses or going different directions.
All right. What were the parameters of your test?
Perform the ritual that you are most comfortable with and know the best, and it will allow me to watch the results. And I could see the ones that had actually improved in their practice and the ones who had the same skill level as before. And while they had a significant leg up at the start of these classes, are starting to fall behind because they think that their talent is enough to carry them. That's what it feels like to me.
Then challenge their talent. See if they rise to a challenge. Give them something complex to figure out. You Tremere are all in your heads a lot. Give them a challenge. See who rises to that. Those are the ones you'll be able to reach. If there are some that fail to rise to the challenge, don't waste your time. Fail them.
Very well. I can send them back to their sires, who will be more than happy to handle the rest of their education.
Exactly. Because they are a waste of your time if they're not willing to even try. You can only teach those who wish to be taught. That is the first lesson any teacher learns. You have to motivate some, but for the most part, they want to learn. Those that stick through it, especially up into higher education, they're there for a reason. Maybe their parents sent them to college, forced them to go. Maybe they don't want to be there all together, so they skate by freshman year. Some fail out freshman year. But if they may make it into sophomore year and realize, wait a minute, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else. And then they start pursuing what they're really interested in. And by the time they get their bachelor's degree and they decide they want to pursue a master's and a doctorate, they are bought in. But some have bought in for the prestige. Those are the ones that I tend to put the fear of the mother into. In my field, you're not going to get prestige. Not guaranteed. You're not going to be the next great archaeologist that everyone makes movies and shit about. It's hard work, even at the top end. And oftentimes, anyone outside of archaeological circles is never going to read your fucking work. If you're lucky, it might get a quarter page in some newspaper or magazine. Or you might happen to find something really interesting and you get like National Geographic or something.
But even that's fleeting.
But that's fleeting. Because you find one thing great, you're hot for 15 minutes, and then you're forgotten. So those looking for prestige are usually, I hate to say it, but men. Their egos, their fragile little egos need it. And those are typically the ones I have to chase out of my classroom by making them nearly piss themselves.
I believe I would have to go about discipline in a different way.
I don't even have to look at them. I can do it with just my voice.
I would probably have to look at them directly in the eyes to get them to maybe bash their head against the wall for being disruptive.
But I would say in your case, brute force isn't going to work. You're dealing with incredibly cerebral students. Test them with a challenge. Make them think. And see who rises to the top. Because telling them to do what they're good at, those who want the challenge are going to be bored with that.
That was more to gather a baseline. You understand?
I understand, but you said they had the leg up in the beginning because they came in with base knowledge, and you're not pushing them to go beyond it.
Push without shove.
Exactly. I do that all the time with my students. Those that want to be taught, I encourage them to. It's not my job to just give them information for them to memorize. It's my job to make them think. I am teaching upper level students. They've learned the information. Now, how do you use that to form educated guesses? How do you know where your next find is going to be? How do you apply it to what your real world is going to be? That's what I teach them. And then if you want to pursue the upper echelons, the PhD classes, I'm not teaching those, I'm an adjunct. But if you want to produce that kind of level of study in the field then you have to learn not only how to apply it and how to analyze it and how to make educated guesses, you have to learn how to teach others to do the same thing. She hands the slip back and says, I hope my advice is helpful.
Incredibly. Despite taking up an educator's position within the chantry, I find myself somewhat ill-equipped, and he'll put the paper back. The only person I had ever taught in my life previously was my sister, and it was a very different subject.
What did you teach her?
Blacksmithing.
Was she good at it?
Better than me.
That
Our
is the goal
father
of
taught
any
m-
teacher, that the
Our father
student.
taught me, and I took his lessons and passed them to her and tried my best not to retain
And she
his.
excelled.
Until she was married off.
As was the fate of many young women.
If I remember correctly, I believe she died during birth.
I'm very sorry for your loss, Theodore.
I never even saw her after she was married off. Embraced before it happened.
Such was the way.
Forgive me, I don't know why I'm thinking about that.
Has there been someone recently that made you think of her?
I believe the modern term is dead ringer.
Yes, those do happen from time to time.
She is a different sort from my sister in some ways, but the attitude, the drive to do something that many have told her was not something she belonged in. This young woman is more of a runner and athlete of sorts, but the same drive to learn something that others are telling her not to learn, like my sister with smithing.
Mm-hmm. It's not unusual for us to find people that you'd almost swear are those people reincarnated. If you ask Magnus, it really is real that people do.
I chalked that up to him having a special case.
Maybe they do, though. I personally have someone that reminds me very much of my youngest brother. I was the eldest of 6 children. I was closest to my youngest brother. He traveled with me when I first left England. And then he was called to war. And I traveled without him. The sword I first used before I got the one from the gargoyles was his. He gave it to me when we were in Greece. I protected him from what I thought was a wolf. Later, I found out it was Beckett. He was checking me out. But yes, he survived the war, unlike one of my other brothers and my fiancé. Married, had a son, but his wife never fully recovered from the birth. And she died sometime after. And within the year, my brother committed suicide. One of my sisters took his son and raised him.
I am sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I've lost everyone. I'm old as fuck. But thank you. But no, I have someone now, a veteran. I check in on him pretty regularly. He's prone to depression. He's a good guy, though.
And you'd swear
Yeah.
he's just like him.
Yeah. Doesn't look just like him, but the personality is so distinct. When we talk, it's like we've known each other forever.
I understand that feeling.
Mm-hmm. The reason, actually, my current side endeavor, besides building out this strip of buildings, I'm also building housing for at-risk and displaced veterans near the VA hospital. It's for him and for his friends and the guys he knows that kind of get lost in the system. So that they can have easier access to services to make them a little more memorable.
Is the one that you're speaking of homeless or?
He is not, but a lot of his friends are. He's lost a few friends to suicide. I want to try to prevent that. I know I won't be able to completely, but at least giving them a safe place to stay is a start.
You have a very big heart, Hester.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
That's why we're alone. Oh, and I must say, as a quick side note, that Lena girl, fantastic doctor, and truly, if I could have more conversations with her, I would love to.
Don't you try poaching her.
There is nothing to poach. We're in the same coterie. Do you look like Jason Newberry? No.
I actually intend, once she gets her, she's currently also beyond teaching, she's getting her PhD in anthropology as well. She sees how I utilize both in my work, and she's very intrigued by that. So, she is amazing. She's originally from Montreal. Well, no, originally she's actually from France, but she came to Montreal as a teen. There was a tragic accident to a dam that happened, and she lost her entire family. And it brought her to the mother. Tragedy often does that. But she was originally ghouled to a toreador.
So if anything, it was a rescue mission.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that toreador sister of mine fell in Montreal because of Arden Canty. I took Lena under my wing, and she's been with me since. I plan to embrace her after she gets her next PhD.
Good. That is something that the world should not lose to something as paltry as age.
Yeah. That's why she's ghouled. She will stay young and beautiful and vibrant.
I hope that some of her confident air will rub off onto Emma. Ever since I've pulled her from Newberry, she likes the projects that she works on, but she hasn't been asking for anything of her own from me, which is not worrying me exactly, but I'm just...
I'm sure
it feels so one-sided, and as you understand, much of our transactional existence relies on exchange.
You know what's funny? I rarely ask my ghouls to do much of anything for me. Truly. I occasionally get them to keep an ear out for things or look into something. That's about it. I did send Lena to go head the project in Prague. But that was more for her resume and her experience, more so than it was a favor to me. I didn't ask her to keep tabs on Karlak. I asked her to do her job with the students. It is not so much transactional for me. These are sisters of mine. And even ghouling them, it is done as a temporary measure to offer them some protection until they are ready for embrace. They have reached a level of, I guess you could call it enlightenment, where they need to be protected while they learn more.
From the stance of group collaboration, I suppose I can understand, although my clan, while often called cultish, does not quite operate on a basis of faith or understanding of our edicts.
Your clan operated like a damn pyramid scheme.
I must admit, it's different now. I still remember the very snapping of that bond.
I bet you do. Something like that is significant.
My sire and I were together, and both of us collapsed into chairs.
Yeah.
And it had such vast repercussions beyond that. For example, going to our ghouls, even the revenants with me are not bound. For mortals to drink and be bound is more work than it used to be. So it's a sunk cost at this point.
Right.
They are ghouls without the need to be beholden to me. And I've discussed
they are
it with
revenants
them.
and they chose you.
I was still fortunate. There were several Tremere they could have gone with, and they requested me.
They saw something in you. Still taking you some time to figure out what that was, I'm sure, but
I've worked out very excellent deals with all three of them, and Emma.
Good.
And they'll have a standing promise that should any of them come to harm, they will be embraced immediately.
I am perfectly fine. I gave Lena, I didn't need to give her permission, but I gave her permission to work with Emma. I cannot guarantee, though, that she will become more confident with you. I am certain that Newberry had quite a lot of conditioning on her.
He did. It has been a nightmare to untangle. The lack of bond definitely helps.
Good.
But it is a slow process.
Understood. But truly, do let me know how your students do when you challenge them. I'm curious. Because it's not just a test of them, it's a test of you as their teacher.
I think I'm going to see how they set up a ward. That should be a good next step.
If you'd like, you can get something from the cafe on your way.
I suppose there is something I can go and try. I'll have to look at a menu.
Enjoy.
Have a fantastic evening, Doctor.
And as we transition from Taylor and Theo, we're going to Bastion and Magnus, who happen to be at the Green Mills Jazz Club. And I put a link in our Chicago Hidden City so you all can see where it is. It's actually a very old lounge in Chicago that is actually in Elysium.
Well, I do believe that we are in a private booth in this particular lounge. Bastian is with his usual wine. And he looks at Magnus and goes, "Thank you for accepting my invitation."
Of course. I had some things that I am. Well, how much experience have you had with the Sabbat Bastion?
Quite a lot.
So you would
Never-
recognize some patterns in behavior?
Indeed. I have been working in regards to the Sabbat. You remember Mr. Neely?
Mm-hmm.
Him and I have become quite acquainted with each other. And so we've been speaking a lot in regards to the specificities of the Sabbat of this region.
Mm-hmm.
But he can remember, and my experience with them never worked for the Sabbat. The offers were not as good, and I have principles, believe it or not. But yeah, I can help if you're asking for that.
And this might also be something to ask Neely about. It's something I've talked to Cindy about because she was there when everything happened as I was, but this whole situation with the Ash Finders is bringing bad memories up.
Well, which bad memories?
You know I'm a descendant of Xavier.
I am aware.
I was there when he died.
Oh.
He died because there were kindred in the city going missing. Just vanishing one night. No trace. And Xavier did what every good Cam loyalist would do when he noticed that his clanmates were going missing, and he went to the sheriff. And the sheriff shrugged it off. He went to the Primogen Council shrugged it off. Gangrel are loners, Gangrel up and travel. Nothing to worry about, no need to make a big deal out of something. It's just your clan doing what they do, because little more than wandering beasts. So Xavier started to look into it on his own, and he found a pack of Sabbats in the northern part of the city that had holed up in a warehouse and were running a slavery ring out of it. They were enslaving Gangrel.
Such a waste of creativity.
You would think. But because no one in the camp would listen to him other than those of his own clan, Xavier traveled to Milwaukee. He recruited the help of the Prince of Milwaukee at the time and his people, and he called every powerful Gangrel in this city, every Gangrel that would listen to him, which included the Primogen at the time, Cindy, myself, some others. And we went and we killed everyone there we could. Some escaped. Some were too fast, too good at hiding, but there was one. Xavier fought himself. It was a true Bruja.
Oh.
And that was when we found out they were not just slavers, they were Diablerists. Or sorry, Diabolists. They had balefire. And the true Bruja set Xavier alight, tore his heart out, and ate it in front of him. He didn't survive much past that, though. Cindy and the rest tore him apart.
But the damage was already done. Well, I'm sorry, at least for this loss. I know it meant terrible setback for a clan, but also on a personal level. Having your partner of war having such a gruesome end. I sympathize.
It's not just about his end. It's what was the setup for it. Kindred
Vanishing.
disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're dealing with Ashfinders. And how do they operate?
In their disappearances. Not only that, it seems that they have a few ties with the Sabbat themselves, even if not completely. Well, I am looking into that.
That would be somewhere, another avenue to look if Neely has any idea of who might have survived that night.
Yes, he did promise me a few names. If possible, I will ask him next time we have tea. But in regards to the Ashfinders, I do have something.
Really?
I found a name. A Mokavian, actually. Her name is Emily. She seems quite skittish, and she really didn't like much of intrusion, but I did find a few things, her assets, her domain, things like that. She didn't seem to know me. And so I presented myself to her. Open up conversations, try to make friends, and I will continue trying to make friends, as I think that any information I can extract from her without rousing suspicion might be useful. Her main connection to this whole Ashfinder thing is somewhat of a loose connection. Mm-hmm. She seems more in regards to the university area. She works at DePaul University. And she has another name related to her, whose I could not find anything about. Perhaps you may have a better chance. It's called Janet Miller.
Janet Miller.
Okay. I don't suspect that you know anything by now, but hey, better avenues.
Yes. There's Spotter. He waved out a Spotter. Did Spotter come over? Or is he still kind of standing around the entrance?
He's making his way in.
Okay.
Oh.
Spotter's coming. We could probably talk to him about that as well as some other things.
Of course.
When
he'll see you. He'll wave. Spotter, though, is going to make a circuit of the place, just around the tables.
I
Just a little-
have some contacts because of my clinics and the way that we provide service to those in the
Yes.
underside of the city, shall we say? Not the true underside, but the
Marginalized
less
communities.
legal communities.
I see.
It's much better for someone when a customer is overdosing if they have somewhere they know they can bring them quickly to get help than just dropping them outside an emergency room and hoping someone notices them. So, if the Ashfinders, as I recall, were starting to spread their drugs around, that's going to provoke some adverse effects, which is going to come to the attention of those kind of people because most drug dealers want their customers to keep living.
Yes. And your public and those clinics are quite the prime customers.
So I'm going to talk to some of them and see if I can find if they know anything about new people moving in to push these drugs.
Indeed. I will keep my contacts, try and get as much information as I can in regards to Ashfinders and the 15 other problems that we have under our belt.
Yeah, far too many problems.
Mm-hmm. And Bastion will look, try and guess if Spotter is about to do another round or if he's going to sit.
No. Spotter has made his way around and is pulled up to the table. He's wearing his normal clothes, but he's looking super dusty. Like there's a good layer of dust on him. He's like, gentlemen, takes off his coat, shakes it.
How has been the expedition to the Sahara Desert?
It was lovely, warm, people super nice.
Sadly, I hear that it's kind of sunny.
It's true. I stayed underground.
I see. Still calm
I
business?
need to.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Okay. I'm not going to ask them. I'm sure you're eventually going to tell us everything.
Oh, of course. Just tonight there was some real estate dealings I had to tend to.
So things are getting fun. Magnus, you've been out from the city, I believe, for quite a while, right? A few weeks in your studies, if I do remember correctly.
Yes.
So you indeed have lost a few quite recent developments of things. Firstly, I would like to point out that Spotter here, who is in desperate need of a vacuum cleaner, that he seems to be in the middle of clan business. We do not ask about, but hey, just to warn you.
Just some recent developments that we need to handle in clan.
Of course.
Shouldn't be too much longer.
Yes. The second development, I already told you a little briefing about, and under our last mission was my whole secret admirer thing.
Yeah. So if you want someone to help with that, it's best to be upfront about why, as it changes what they need to do.
Oh, you're speaking about the request I made to Waneka?
No.
Oh. The other request. Okay, 8-ball. Okay. So, yes, I quite was surprised how little she asked.
He's a business lady.
I expected more questions. So perhaps I thought, perhaps she already knows. Hence why I didn't, say much.
Well, for future. The next time you have a special friend that you need to disappear from.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and for context, Magnus, I'm getting my identity a little checked up because
Kind of
that's
necessary.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't request the two of you to come here just to talk business.
Mm-hmm.
I actually wanted to talk with both of you. I realized that I haven't spent the proper time speaking, and I have been a pivot of sequential, really serious and somewhat recent problems to this whole coterie. So I would like to, as a matter of opening up venues, trying not leave the bad image that I am here only to bring problems to every one of you.
Problems come with us. Problems come with us all.
Yes, but we don't see you bringing your ancestor, secret admirer, mind control, almost killing Theo out of pure rage due to my driving skills, and other different sightings and actions of yourself as happening recently. Well, you see that as me.
Well, Spotter will lean in conspiratorially.
Bastion, of course, will lean in as well and take a little dust off Spotter's shoulder.
Your ancestor isn't the only one causing trouble.
True. Absolutely.
Oh, that's right. Agnes, we have so much to catch up on.
It sounds like it.
You are here to catch up as well, Magnus.
We've finally figured it out, we think. How the Ashfinders are avoiding us. How they're escaping parties before we get there.
How's that?
Someone else can speak to the city. Your expression is how I feel most of the time when I think about that.
Yeah, I was kind of worried you were going to say something like that, but I was really hoping I was wrong.
Yep.
And considering the sights we saw when you were utilizing that gift, yeah, that would be a lot of information, wouldn't it?
City has a lot to say.
So, Potter? What line do you come from that lets you talk to the city? Because I'm pretty sure not every Nos can do that.
No, it's Zelios, the architect.
The architect, okay.
Oh, the architect.
So tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You know the identity of this other, because I imagine there's not too many descendants of the architect.
If they were in clan, we probably might have a better idea.
So they are outsider.
Well,
that's a fair assumption.
But you were saying you knew something about their identity.
I was saying I knew. My strong suspicion is that they come from the same lineage.
Right. And there's only so many of that lineage.
True. And they could come from outside the city too.
Okay. So you're saying you don't think it's one that came from the city?
Not as far as I know now, no.
Because if it was one that came from this city, they might have a labyrinth under this city that we don't know about.
Well, there is one that you don't know about.
Okay.
Yes.
It's mine.
I assumed you had one as soon as you said you were descended from Zelios.
Actually, it has been a recent development. He has shown us the plans and of the things. I couldn't make heads or tails of it, but Taylor seemed oddly nostalgic. So perhaps, hey.
But you're right.
Zelia's got around. I'm sure she's seen some ruins of his.
Yeah, no, I understand your concern. I haven't detected any other. Well, that's not true. Any new labyrinths.
Right. But if someone had lived in this city before and then left and then came back, their labyrinth wouldn't necessarily be new.
You're right. You're right. That's a good question. Storyteller. I know of two, mine and Zelios's. Have I ever sensed, seen, heard about any others? Just because I've talked to the city constantly. She's rolling.
Oh, she's rolling a die.
Oh no!
In a meta sense, there is one in LA.
There are several others. Depending on what you're determining as a labyrinth, possibly another maybe 5 or 6. You're not quite sure. The man got around. Okay, he was worse than the Toreadors.
I mean, hell, there's been one in just about every city that Shanky's run a vampire game in. But...
Not wrong. Not wrong.
So you're not wrong. There are more than a few. I know of at least, let's just call it an even half dozen.
Oh, of those dainty little things that you were drawing.
Yeah, the scope is, I can't really go into the scope without necessarily visiting, but yeah.
Why does it always get non-Euclidean?
It's part of how Zelios saw the world, I assume. And he passed that on just like some Malkavian lineages pass on their ways of seeing the world, or like how my ancestor acquired a gift. He claimed it was from when he went into the earth and met our progenitor of our clan. But now all of us who descend from his line can take the form of a monstrous bat every so often.
And my lineage only gets annoying.
I mean, when you consider how annoying some of your lineage can be, that's like a superpower in and of itself.
Again, I keep on saying this. I've been fucking scammed.
I mean, many Toreador feel that way.
Absolutely. Specifically, but in regards to my plights to my clan, I rave about them pretty much every night. I do believe that with this information in regards to this Nosferatu, to information that I passed to Magnus, we can start maybe making some progress. Is there any way to get the identity of this guy?
Unless he shows himself. No. He could be in one of his labyrinths. He could just be obfuscated in the Undercity somewhere.
Spotter.
Yo.
That childer, you had their blood tested, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was their sire?
Good question. If it were one of us, which name would it give?
It would look... I'm no expert, but I think it gives the name of the person when they were still alive.
Right.
So it helps pretty much nothing.
For Nos, yes. Unless someone knew them when they first were embraced.
Well, I will tell you, I did not recognize the name.
Bastian takes out his phone, looks at a message, raises an eyebrow. Speaking of not recognizing the name, 8-Ball seems to believe that the word small is a surname.
Go on.
Henry, Ricardo, Inigo, Pequeño.
Oh, no one is going to recognize you.
Junior.
We felt like using a Spanish last name would be the most disrespectful we could be for not being forthcoming.
Of course, it has a figure of you in this. Amazing. Actually, there's two.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, all right, okay. It's fine. I'm paying for this, but it's fine. I'm
No one
paying.
will recognize you.
I mean, technically, I'm paying for it, Bastion, but
You gave me the money. I'm giving her the money. The money left your hands, not yours anymore. Sorry. But yeah, I gotta pay to be disrespected in the city.
Yep, no, that's part of the toll. Welcome to Chicago.
Yeah, indeed. So Magnus, and as to reiterate, all the problems I'm causing, now I'm going to reinstate my comment. And I am saying that they are on purpose because of the disrespect I take into the city. I have to do so much bullshit, and now I do it on purpose. It's on all of you to suffer for it.
You're like,
Magnus just puts his hand out and like kind of claps it on Bastion's shoulder. He's like, see, you are a member of your lineage.
Absolutely. No, you have no idea. I'm going to explode a volcano next. So,
But, Spotter, something important that we did come across. The Assamite that's been going after Misty and some others is using the sewers.
He likes to use specific manholes. The one that went after Misty, he liked to do some killings in the park. Actually, 3 killings, as far as I could see. And an information that's quite specific might be helpful to identify him. He utilized a kukri sword.
Oh.
And he was very patient. And after each fight, he went back to the sewers.
Okay, I can get eyes on that.
But do be careful, though. Maybe he decides that whatever Nosferatu is looking into that is not following their divine calling.
They are.
Well, that's for him to decide. And let me tell you, all the emotions that he felt, none of them were logic.
Religious fanatic. Fantastic.
Absolutely. Full determination, no thoughts in the head. His brain's as smooth as a chicken breast.
Okay. So I wonder if he's just using it sewers as a throughput to get to the Undercity. He's staying there. Okay.
Yes. If we actually put things to work, and I am, okay, let's make one thing clear. I am leaving the facade for this next comment. Do enjoy. You're getting the real Bastion. He leans a little closer. I fucking hate that we are dealing with all these problems. We don't seem to be dealing any type of progress. So we are going to have to deal with this with much more action.
Of course.
Simply asking around information, getting in contact with our resources, putting an eyes out is not going to cut it anymore. I'm going to try investigate things up front.
And as you guys are going in about that, we're going to pan out to the rest of the city. And I think this is a good place to end it because I have a feeling there's a lot more things that are going to happen next week.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm Judy Badash, Chicago Hidden Cities with the class, and I'm going to leave it over to Mama.
All righty. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And do make sure you join us on the Discord. That is where we hang out when we are not streaming. It is also how you can apply when there are casting calls to play games with us. There is currently one open and ongoing casting call for Call of Cthulhu 7E London Esoteric Society that usually does run at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays because we have a double feature most Saturdays. And that is run by our amazing European GM, Dr. Tiss. She has an amazing group of investigators, and she's looking for guest players to fill in when core players can't play and to come in and do all the sus shit. Like read books that should be burned and create cheese murders and all kinds of fun shit. Yeah. But yeah, so do join us on the Discord. Also, we do occasionally do non-streamed Zoom hangouts with our community members there. You need to be part of the Discord to participate in those. We do those when we're not streaming on Fridays and Saturday evenings because Shanky and I also have day jobs and we cannot be doing Zoom hangouts during the week and then having to get up early in the morning to go to work. So yeah. And of course, there is an occasional, usually about once a year, non-streamed game of Blood in the Clock Tower. And Shanky's getting that itch to run it again. And the last time Maddox pulled the classic, I'm a mayor, when he wasn't.
Don't you all remember electing me?
Nope.
So we're about to have to play again just to see if we can murder Maddox's character in Blood on the Clock Tower.
I'm going to get the saint. I just know it's going to happen.
And no one will believe you, and I don't even care if it's true.
And
the
it'll be
re-rack
fun.
will
It'll be a
happen
quick
instantly.
round. It'll be a quick round, and it'll be a laugh, and then we'll play something else. So
I'm just saying, it's
our
on
Discord
site.
community is an active place. It's a great place with a lot of fun people. So do join us there. And if you would like to check out back episodes of this stream, if you're new to joining us tonight, welcome. But if you'd like to catch out the back content, you can go to our YouTube. McStabber Studios YouTube has this game and all the others that are currently streaming except for Call of Cthulhu. That is on the London Esoteric Society YouTube because that's where Tiss stores her content. But on the McStabber Studios YouTube, we have over 5 years of World of Darkness and other TTRPG streams that we have done. And we also have included in our content there storyteller tips and streaming tips because we don't believe in hiding our secret sauce here. We try to share what we've learned so others don't have to go through the growing pains we did. So check that out. And of course, if you would like to support amazing streamers that play in our games or run our games and also do things on their own channels, please check out the links in chat right now. Junie Von Esch, what you got going on your channel?
Strangling yarn, because that's what I do. I like to strangle yarn in many different ways. And actually, we're coming up with St. Jude's coming up soon. So that's coming up. And gosh, what else am I doing? Oh, day off this week off. I'm off of Ravenous, but I will be on the week after. But if you check the Discord, you know when I'm on.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And we have Ravnos Archon, who is our mage storyteller and also plays in a variety of our games, either as core cast or as guest characters. And we have Mischievous Red, who plays as core cast in our Kansas City Chronicle on Fridays. And Re-Rolls, who also plays in Kansas City and in Call of Cthulhu. And then we have DM Daddy RPG is where you can find Jen of Thieves, who plays as core cast in our Kansas City Chronicle. She runs games and plays them over on DM Daddy RPG. If you would like to get some studio merch, like the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Sandalwood Camp Counselor t-shirt. Yes, that one right there. That one. I also have it as a ringer shirt that looks just like a camp t-shirt. Okay. I have a ringer shirt that has the colored collar and the colored raglan sleeves. You can get that too. Okay. But Magnus lives in a hot state, so I understand why he got a regular t-shirt. Okay. But check it out, because you can go to our Zazzle link. You can check out that stuff there if you are interested. Make sure when you are there at Zazzle that you are signed into your account, that you have your account settings set so you can see adult rated merch, because we do have to rate our stuff as adult because it has curse words on it. Yeah. So yeah, do make sure you have that so you can just see it. And then of course, if you would like to support this amazing crew of players and storyteller, show us your biddies, y'all. Make them disco biddies shine.
Toss, I can't. I'm sorry.
Bits and donations are given to our cast here at McStabber Studios. And if you would like to support the channel itself, you can do so by subscribing here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You may consider giving that to us. And also, you can buy Mama a coffee. You can go to our KoFi page and contribute there if you don't want Twitch taking half. But if you cannot financially contribute, we understand. It is not a requirement, y'all. We just appreciate those that can. If you cannot, please just go to YouTube, subscribe for free. Click the like and comment on content that you're watching there. Because doing both, don't do one or the other, do both. Okay, I see a lot more likes than I see comments on my videos, y'all. Get on it. Comment, okay? Because for real, the comments with the likes combined show better engagement to the YouTube algorithm. And what that does is that boosts us higher in the search algorithm rankings so that when people are looking for content like ours, they're likely to see our content near the top. And we appreciate those that do it. Thank you so much. We engage with comments there. Yeah, we do. Yeah. So thank you. And it only takes a few minutes of your time and doesn't cost you a single penny. Okay. So please do that. And we appreciate you if you do that. Also, coming up over the next week, we got Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mage. Myself and Antera and Maddox are in that with Evie Eternal and Ravnos Archon as our ST. And yeah, things are crazy in Miami. Things are
Miami's
always
a fucking madhouse. My God.
It always is when Ravnos Archon runs a Miami game. It always is. It is always just chaos. It's crazy.
We might be running towards an awakening in the next episode.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to discover.
And also someone might be having, a seeking going on. That'll be interesting. Yeah. And I'm not going to say who, but yeah, somebody might. Going for that level up.
Seekings lead to more power, but
ooh. Yeah, so there's that, and so lots of stuff going on in Miami. It's crazy. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday, and then on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Kansas City returns. We just kicked off season 5 yesterday, y'all. Antera was a special guest playing a virtual adept. Fucking love that goddamn age.
Just remember.
Look, can I say tits up in this channel?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
We
Okay,
swear
that
here.
went tits up real quick.
Oh yeah, things went real tits up. Welcome to a shanky game. Okay.
That's okay. As long as everyone's a boomer.
If it's a shanky game, expect any session that something's going to go tits up.
Okay. Fair enough. I was not disappointed.
If you approach his games that way, you have a much higher survival rate.
Oh yeah, if you just expect Shanky to do the unexpected, you're golden. Okay.
So take fortitude. All right.
Yeah. And make sure all your vampires have fortitude. But yeah.
Okay.
That's just general good life advice.
Yeah, so that's Friday. We are, oh my gosh. Yeah, Kat's done basically sold her fucking grandmother up the river to the eldest. We literally had Rashad summon shards of a Verbena's soul together that was being used as a conduit for the eldest. It was really fucked up. Yeah. So yeah, things are just kind of fucked. And we're getting allies to go against the Second Inquisition because Second Inquisition has technocracy backing. Yeah. So we need to get some allies for that because that's bigger than vampires, y'all. We got the Guru. Now we got some mages. Yeah, we starting to work this, and we got Dracula, and not Dracula at home. We got fucking Dracula.
I'm glad Athena doesn't know about this yet.
Yeah. No, Eddie's still thinking about that one. That's still not clicking for him.
Yeah, I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, no. We did not tell. We did not tell any of the Guru that Dracula is in town.
Wise, very wise.
Yeah, didn't say a fucking word. So
That would be bad for all involved.
Kat is many things. She is not stupid. But
Never
anyway,
said
so
she
that's
was.
a Friday game. And then, of course, Saturday, we are back with Call of Cthulhu at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we have this game picking back up again. Y'all, there are serious fucking issues going on right now that are working against this coterie. We've already had some heads fucking roll. More heads need to fucking roll. And then a party needs to get crashed. Because Taylor's already hooked it up with the DJ. Okay.
You just ready to roll? Take the guys and let the fires, big mama.
We'll be back here Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And lastly, I'm going to say, I'm on McStabber for those of you that are new here. I am not just a streamer and role player and community manager for McStabber Studios Discord. I am also a registered nurse. And I'm going to tell you, you need to take care of your mind and your body. They both work together. And mental health is so incredibly important and so often underdiagnosed, underserviced. Please, 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 if you are struggling, reach out to your support network if you have one. Reach out to providers. Reach out to therapists if you have them. Okay. If you do not, and you are currently in crisis, I want you to go to a helpline. You can call or text them. In chat right now, those helplines are listed. It's a variety of them. Utilize them if you need them. Okay. They are staffed by people who work those helplines because they want to help you. If you are in crisis, they want to help you. And it is so important when you're in crisis to let those that want to help you do that. Because you are not alone. You are not alone. And if you are outside of the US, or the organizations we have listed do not suit your needs and you are in crisis, or you're watching on YouTube and you don't see our Twitch chat, or you're in crisis and you're not watching our stuff at the current time, just remember to go to findahelpline.com. That site, you can put in your country or location and look up your crisis support resources. It covers over 140 countries around the world. Please get the help you need. Okay, we want you here a long time. And taking care of the body goes along with taking care of the mind. Make sure you get your shots. It's real important because there's absolutely no reason we should have people getting vaccine preventable illnesses. There's absolutely no reason why we should have people dying from vaccine preventable illnesses and children dying from it. Please vaccinate yourselves. If you're a parent, vaccinate your fucking kids. As a parent, it is your job to protect your children. That is your duty. Do it. There's been a smear campaign for years now against vaccines. The current regime is talking about studying what causes autism. Because they're trying to link it on back to vaccines. When that has been proven fucking false. If you contributed to this bullshit by voting for the fascist regime in power in the US, by voting third party, knowing that we have a bipartisan, self-perpetuating system, and there was no chance in hell third party would ever win. Or you abstained, because more people fucking abstained than fucking voted in a presidential election. Yeah, those numbers came out. And if the people who voted third party would have voted Democrat, we wouldn't have had him as president. Because the numbers were there. Blood is on y'all's hands. And you can go to hell and fuck off. For the rest of us, we're going to have to work together to get through it. And it's going to be rough as fuck. Fascism always loses. It always loses. It's a reactionary thing to progress. It's a reactionary thing where mediocre men in power feel threatened by others getting equal rights and privileges. That's what fascism is. It always fails, but it is a rough fucking ride to get to the other side of it. We have to do it together, y'all. Support each other. Help each other. Protest if you're inclined to, but please do so safely. Call your fucking representatives and senators and fucking give them hell. Email them. Show up to their town halls. Remind them who they're fucking supposed to work for. Peacefully, y'all. But give them hell. Seriously. I do it to mine. But seriously, rely on each other to get through this, y'all, because we're not alone. Said with all sincerity, y'all have a good night.